What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin. We're also going to scroll through some altcoins, going to rip through maybe 10 of them real fast for us today, just the ones that I have on my watch list. What I wanted to do mostly was look at Bitcoin. What we're going to do is look at Bitcoin on the 12-hour time frame, give us a little bit of an advantage of what most people are looking at most likely today. And what's important here, guys, is really stepping back and taking a look at what these corrections have been like. So since we started our major uptrend back here, and this was on July 20th, 2021, we have been in an uptrend since then. And what we were looking at is the correction that we had, and this started back on the 7th of September. And what happened was it went for roughly about 14 days, and we lost 24.5%. So now what I'm looking at is the correction that we've been in here, and we've been in this since about the 9th of November. And what's happened is since then we've went down about 22%, and it's been 17 days. So what I'm looking at here is these corrections, they can be anywhere from about 2 weeks up to a month, and then we get moving again. So you can see now we're starting to get to these lower levels. The relative strength on the 12-hour time frame, we're down around 36 right now. Not saying we can't get more extreme, but we're getting to those lower levels here, especially on the 12-hour time frame, because when we finished out this correction over here, see the relative strength got to about 27. So obviously we can go a little bit deeper, but we're getting to that point where most likely we're going to start to see some type of reversal potentially back to the upside here in the days and weeks to come. And what we're trying to do is find support. If I move this out for us here, we're trying to find support on the 12-hour time frame off this 200 moving average. And what I always find significant is when I see these massive candles to the downside and there's no wick or anything here, a lot of times that will mark the bottom, and then we get moving from there. It's just something that I've noticed. It doesn't have to happen all the time. You know, even a candle like this would be disqualified. I'm talking about all the way to the downside, and you have that close with zero wick. And that sometimes can mark that bottom, then we can get moving to the upside. It's one of the same things to the upside as well. If you have one of these candles to the upside to finish it off in a local move, many times that'll mark your top, and then you'll start moving to the downside. So it's just something that I've picked up on. I've noticed throughout the 4.5 years, 5 years that I've done this. So I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on this and see if we can get moving back to the upside, find support at roughly about that $53,000 area. Because we always want to turn what was previous resistance into support, and we're getting to that area that would put us back around $53,000. So really important area for Bitcoin here, guys. If we take a look, the money flow has been in the red, but it's trying to get back to the upside here. Want to turn that green VWAP's been to the downside, negative 12.94 is what we're going to look for there. But you can see we started to have these green dots down here, and these don't happen all the time. Before these ones, the last one was roughly September 22nd. You can see where the price was here. We went from 43,000 all the way up to 69,000. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on this stuff, guys. I think there's obviously a lot of manipulation going on in this market due to the Rona and everything else. They're going to have a million different variants, guys. You just got to deal with it. And I look at this as an opportunity. So there were some positions that I want to get in that after seeing a drop like this, I'm starting to slowly layer in. And what I like to do is put out those little feelers, little feeler positions. And then if it starts going your direction, you can add a little bit more. But whenever I see big drops like this happen really fast, that's the time when you can usually make the most amount of money. Once we start getting a reaction back up, you know, to $60,000 if we can get there. And if it's on weak volume, then guys, even with a bounce like that, what I would do, I would trail it up with a stop loss. And then if it falls, I made a profit and look to do it again, find another bottom. So that's what I like to do. I like to buy the fear. So that's going to be Bitcoin right now. Next one we're going to take a look at is Ethereum. So ETH, we're a little bit up above the 200 moving average. We're trying to hold support at $3,900. I'd like to see us hold 4,000 personally. Same deal. Take a look at this candle on the 12-hour time frame. So some weird's going on here, guys. I just want to see if we can start getting that reversal. You can see the relative strength, higher lows coming in. We're at 43 right now. Getting some good buy pressure above average volume already. So that's good. You can see the volume over here at 253K. Today our average is 169. So we're going to see if this can mark the bottom here. What we want to do is try to get up over top of about 4,300. Then it's going to be up to around that 4,433. If we take a look at our cipher, money flow is still in the green. It has gotten smaller for us here, trying to move back to the upside if we can. VWAP's at negative 17.88. So definitely want to get a turnaround on that. But overall, when we take a look at Ethereum, I don't know, guys. When I'm looking at this chart, I know we're in a correction here, just like we had back in this area. This was a brutal one as well. But look how nice this chart looks here. Just in a beautiful macro uptrend. So we're going to have to see if we can hold these areas. It's going to be important. But right now, if I'm a longer term investor, we're still up above our 200 moving average on the 1 day time frame. And that's going to mark the bull or bear markets, in my opinion. So next one we're going to take a look at here, this is going to be ADA, same deal on the 12-hour time frame, seeing if we can mark this bottom. Guys, all these candles are very similar, and when that happens, sometimes that can be your bottom. So I'm hoping, and like I said in the market, we don't like hope, but we're looking to see if this could be the bottom here. So for ADA, we got to 149 there, seeing if we can get a little bounce now, get a little bit more volume coming in. Volume's at 17.45K, average volume is 11.45. Or I'm sorry, the volume is 17.45 million, and then the average volume is 11.45 million. Relative strength on the 12 hours down at 28 right now. Also having the green dots coming in. We did get canceled by a red one, but we are getting low here, and that's a good thing for us. So on this bounce, I would like to see us get back and up above $1.67, then be trying to go and hit some higher levels like at 182. But if you take a look at Cardano, and we really step back, this is typically what happens for it. Okay, so right here, guys, last time you can see this big gnarly correction that we had for quite a long time. We went from about $2.50 all the way down to 94 cents before ripping all the way up to 311. So if we had some similar performance to that here, that would at least put us back around the all-time highs or even higher, up around $4. And what I like to look for is, as this correction is taking place, you want to see the volume dropping, less selling, and then you got that move to the upside. Same deal here. As we're moving to the downside, we want to see that volume start to fade a little bit. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for Cardano, guys. This is one that I never really FOMO'd into it or anything, but since we've had this type of correction over 50%, I have been slowly laddering into a position for ADA that's going to be a little bit longer term if we can get another move to the upside here. So I have started that accumulation process down in this range. So that's going to be ADA. Next one, we'll take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin here, let's bounce out to the 1 day time frame for the altcoins that don't have as much volume. All right, so the 1 day time frame for Litecoin, guys, and if you're here for Litecoin, let me know down low. If you're in the Litecoin family, smash up that like button for me. So we're still trading up above our 200 moving average, still up above our white trend line, so that's good. Relative strength right now is going to be at 43. If we take a look at our cipher, money flow still in the green. VWAP's a little bit stronger than some of the other coins. It's at negative 5.29 right now. Main thing for Litecoin is finding our bottom, which potentially could already be in here at about a 188. If we do go a little bit lower, I would take a look at about roughly 165, 175 if we get pushed a little bit harder to the downside. But overall for Litecoin, we're still got a decent structure going on here. We just have to find that bottom with all the other coins and then try to get pushed back up through 232, which is going to be a tough area for us. We were up above it and then we gave it back. And we have to get back up above that again. So that's going to be Litecoin. Definitely could have more room to run, guys. It's just we got to get out of these corrections. You know, this one took time. We're in one now. We just got to get out of it. All right, so that's going to be Litecoin there. The next one we're going to take a look at, let's see, we'll do Digibyte. If you're here for Digibyte, let me know. It's one of my favorite ones as well, guys. Just I love the legacy aspect of Digibyte, and it's been around for a long time. Just a coin that I've always liked. And if you like Digibyte, let me know down low as well. So Digibyte, we are still holding our yellow uptrend line here. That's going to be most important for us. We definitely want to continue to hold that. Relative strength is going to be at 38 right now. If we take a look at our cipher, money flows in the red, but it's very small. VWAP's at negative 6.7. Looking to see if we can get that green dot coming in down in here. We have not had it yet on the 1 day time frame. But Digibyte, if you take a look at it from where we are at, if we already get another altcoin cycle here, even picking up Digibyte around the area that we're at, we're down 74% from when we hit 18 cents up in here, and that was back in May. So if you do believe we're going to go back again You take a look at this, guys. We basically had that double bottom, even with a higher low here, but close to just, we pushed up, we found support again, lower high, trying to keep that higher low and see if we can try to make a nice squeeze to the upside here. But for DigiByte, I'd say the hardest resistances we're going to have are around 7 cents and then up to around 8 cents. Support, we'd like to hold around 4 cents right now. But you can take a look at DigiByte, guys, on the 1 day. You can see how it works here, and this is the importance of taking profits. When you see things go straight up, you don't want to ride this and wait years, tie up your capital all the way back down, right? So say in the next few weeks, if we get another massive spike and you're in down around this area, guys, never be afraid to use stop losses on the way up, capture that profit, then most likely you can always get it back down a little bit lower. And that's what I like to do. So there's DigiByte, guys. For all the people who love DigiByte, we're down 10% today. See, OMG's at 811. There are a few I want to do. Bitcoin Cash at 563. We got Band at 718. Zcash been doing well at 261, down 11% today. Neo's an old favorite of mine. Yeah, as I always like, because I got in 2017, and this was one when it was all hyped up, like the Chinese Ethereum and everything. So this was one I just always kept a small little bag of that I'm still holding from 2017. And that's why I said the importance of taking profits. So you don't become a bag holder and tying stuff up. Mine's just a tiny position, but just something that I've held this entire time, expecting it to do great, and just kind of struggled a little bit. But Matic here, if we take a look on the 1 day time frame. So for Matic, we've had a breakout. It came on heavy volume. We've sold off. It's been on lower volume. So no problem there. We got a nice push to the upside again. Wasn't on the most amount of volume, so we want to continue to see volume so we can get up over top of around 205. Then we'd look to about 221 and then be up to around 279, our previous high up in this area. Support, we got to hold about 145. If we take a look at our cipher, our money flow is in the green, VWAP's in the green, but money flow is small in the green. VWAP's at 11.52 right now, so holding up a little bit better. And then some of the other ones, relative strength right now is going to be at 50. And you can see our moving averages, we're trying to hold up above this 50 moving average in red. And then in white here, this is going to be our 200. So still in a nice uptrend. We broke out, back tested. We just want to get moving now for Matic, see if we can get going there. Dash at 186. If we take a look at Sand at 711. Guys, Sand is one that I've missed. I wish I could have done some more trading on it. I will wait to see if we do get a nice correction on it. I don't like to chase anything because I'm basically one of those guys. I still have PTSD from what happened in 2017, the big parabolic run and then the bear market and just how low things can go and how fast they can drop. I really don't chase anything anymore. I like to buy after we've had those big corrections like what's happened in Cardano. Let it try to find a bottom, set a higher low, and then play it to the upside there. And if it does well, then add to it is what I'm looking for. But for Sand, guys, I had almost a little too thick up here, but almost like a long leg doji. So we had a lot of wick on the top, some wick on the bottom, a little bit too thick a body to be a doji. Almost like a long leg spinning top in a way. Here's kind of more of a doji that we have today, so a fight between the bulls and the bears. But whenever I see these long wicks, sometimes that can tell you that we're going to get a little bit of a retracement. This coin's been pumping so crazy and had so much volume into it, and anything can happen. But you definitely want to watch that when you get these longer wicks to the upside. When you get them to the downside, it means you're most likely going to move to the upside. So always watch that. We haven't had massive selling pressure. We had yesterday when we had a little bit of above average, but overall not looking too bad. We'd want to hold support at about 640. And like we said, we want to get over 777. Then up around that 843. If we take a look at our cipher here, money flows in the green, VWAP's at -1. We did have some divergence here and a red dot coming in, and that's coming in at a height of about 95. Starting to cut in a little bit there. So let's watch that. Relative strength at 83. So we're overextended. This is one, guys, if you want to get in Sand, you know, it could go higher. Anything can go higher, but I just don't chase. I wouldn't be jumping in right now. I'd wait for a great correction and maybe even back down to around $4.42. These things really drop, and then they rip hard again. Okay? And then we'll take a look. One more I wanted to do here is Crow. Take a look at Crow. So Crow, we have had some heavier selling pressure coming in. We've really gapped away from our 50 and our 200 relative strength. It's going to be sitting at about 62 right now. If we take a look at our cipher, money flows in the green, pretty largely in the green here. VWAP's at negative 10.74, and we were starting to get a red dot right up in this area here. So something that we want to watch, see if we can hold support at about 62 cents would be an area. Then we look to about 54 cents, but a lot of volume to the upside. Then we had some selling off after this doji. See that up there, guys? That can mark top sometimes. Now we're going to have to find that bottom, see if we can go and change this trend. Basically something like this, where it just goes up. Looking for that right there out of this. So I wouldn't go chasing anything, guys. That's just how I like to do it. You know, Crow, though, at least we're at 62 on the relative strength, so that's a nice thing. We're not up around 90 right now, so we'll see if we can find this as a bottom here. Hope you all have a wonderful day. If you get some from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Don't let things freak you out so much right now, guys. Just stay calm. That's the main thing. God bless you all. Take care.